What's up, guys? Jay here, Rising Duelist, and today I want to talk to you about what the heck happened in YCS Dallas and how it compares to Zodiac. Okay, now a couple of similarities. When Zodiac first came out, they they were pretty dominant, and they dominated the format for about 6 months. Insanely consistent and great. And now people are comparing that as well as Pepe to Spyrals now. YCS Dallas Spyral took 29 out of the top 32, and we had two Trickstars and one Invoked. Now, really, that reminds me of back in Pepe. When Pepe first dominated, they took 29, and I think there was like two Domain Monarchs and one Cosmo. So very similar situations there. And then you guys all remember what happened with Pepe. Right off the bat, after this, I think it was like 2 weeks later, they announced the emergency ban list, or as Konami calls it, the adjusted ban list. And people are calling for the same thing right now. People are also calling for a ban list for Zoo. But people are saying that Spiral's better, Zoo's better. I don't really know. And that's what I want to talk about right now. The differences between Spyral and Zodiac. Now, the few differences that I can point out right off the bat, and I think, in my opinion, this is where it really differentiates between what's healthy in the game. I honestly believe that when Zoos first came out, they were a healthy part of the game. I think that they were by far the best deck. I think they were overall decent. But one thing I loved about Zoo, and this is one of the things that you saw, I do believe it was when they topped the first YCS topped, Zodiac took the top 15, and then it was 11 Zodiac variants, or vice versa. One of the two, I forgot which one. But the variants is where I'm really seeing the difference here. When Zoo came out, Zoo was just an engine. Honestly, you can just play the 3 Rat, 3 Barrage, and maybe a Whiptail, and then you got yourself, you open Barrage, you open with a Trident at any rank 4 if you want, and then you can just continue on with your plays without even using a normal summon. You got Trident, any rank 4, and then you just go on your plays, no normal summon. And that was just absolutely phenomenal. You would see like old decks that would just come up and just all of a sudden become relevant again. Like, you would see, my favorite one was Fire Fist. You haven't seen Fire Fist in ages, but they're the ones, who actually have the Tenkies and Tenzus and all those stuff. So you'd be seeing these decks just come out of nowhere. It goes, okay, I'm going to normal summon Bear, activate Barrage. I get my Tenki, I search my stuff. I can make a Fire King their XC guy, and then I'll finish it with a Trident on the side. Like, you had all these options. Honestly, you didn't even need to invest into a Trident if you didn't want to. You could just have the Broadable and the Barrage. If that, it was like a 2-3 card extra deck that it would be filling up. If you wanted to invest into the Barrage, the Trident, Broadable, it was just so flexible that you can put anything in it. Even after the ban list hit, the variants that you were seeing was mostly Kaiju Zoo, because Zoo was just such a small engine, and I think that's where people are seeing the real differences between Zodiac and Spyral. It's because Spyral, there isn't much. You got maybe 2 different variants. Like, do you want to run Destrudo or not? That's basically what it is, and people are kind of seeing that Destrudo is probably not the best for Spyrals, because instead of the Destrudo engine, you want to just run hand traps instead. But even I know this is not exactly the best example, but for the YCS Dallas, the top 2 had card for card, extra, main, side, the exact same deck. First and second place was exactly the same deck. And I know that's not 100% fair because, for those who don't know, first and second place, they were brothers. So they were hanging out before this, and they're like, yo, what variant do you want to run? I don't know, test. Let's find out. All right, this is the best variant. Let's go with it. And just every card's the same. I don't know what they were doing. But that's not the best example, but let's be honest here. Within the top 32, how much variant was inside those decks? It's like, do you want to main two winter cherries or three winter cherries? Do you want to main, you know, three Ghost Ogre or two Ghost Ogre? Should I do Gammas instead of a Ghost Ogre? Uh, that's what this. Aside from that, everything else was pretty cookie cutter, and I think that's the major difference between Spyral and the major difference between Zoo. I think that people are saying that Spyral, they're not going to be getting an adjusted ban list. They're not going to get hit. They just came out. Let them have their time in the sun. And partially, I agree because I don't like seeing a powerful deck come out and just get slaughtered right away. But the difference between Zodiac and this is Zodiac. It made other decks viable. Now the best one was probably pure Zodiac, but then also there was a time where when Grass was out at three, when Grass was at three, what was it? Infernoid Zoo took first place, and 60 card Infernoids. These different variants of Zoo was still out there, and of course, in Maximum Crisis, two Draco Zoos, one who won a YCS when Maximum Crisis dropped, and it was just a bunch of different Zoo variants, and that's just one thing that's absolutely phenomenal with Spyral is that there is no variance. There is no creativity with the deck. There is no spicy stuff that you can put in spicy variants. You can't do. You can do Zodiac Lunalights. Lunalights, come on. But if you're not playing that one hand trap, that's pretty much the only differences that you're going to be seeing in the deck. It's basically the only differences that you're going to be seeing is maybe an extra deck slot for a cherry. That's about it. There's no differences inside this Spyral deck that you might, like I said, you might see the Strudel engine, you might not, and honestly, people are saying that the Strudel engine is probably not the best. So you get into this moment where the difference between Zoo, Spyral, and Pepe. Well, again, with Pepe, there was literally just two variants. Whether or not you wanted to run the slightly like 0.2% less consistent version, which was the Guiding Ariande and the Solemn Brigade, or if you wanted to run pure, just focus on the Pendulum base for, who needs strikes when you got back up with a massive board and Pendulum Summon for 5. Pendulum Summon for 5. Glory days. So with Pepe, there wasn't much of a creativity there. It was you ran those one or two variants and good luck. And then again, people ran the slightly more consistent variant where you did not run the Guiding Ariande plays because it kind of was not okay going second. So you get all these situations and you calculate all these things. Why did Pepe get an emergency ban list and Zodiac did not get an emergency ban list? The reason why is because with Zodiac there was variants. You can play different variants of the deck. That's why I did not like it when the only thing that they hit was Ratatouille. Because you hurt the variants. You didn't actually hurt Zoo itself. I mean, Zoo dominated for like 5 more months after that. You did not hurt Zoo. You hurt the variants. But that's on a separate issue. But that's the reason why I think that Spyral is going to get hit. And they're going to get hit hard on this ban list. I don't know what they're going to... I don't think they're going to hit Double Helix. I hope they don't. I hope they do a light tap. People are saying, oh, just ban Quick Fix or limit Quick Fix and the deck's done. The deck is not done if that happens. They don't really need that. Just ban Machine Dupe. No, Double Helix is the card that makes this deck insane. You can't tell me otherwise because, well, they weren't topping before it was released. Double Helix is the thing that puts it all together. So Double Helix is by far the best card in that deck, but I don't think you should hit Double Helix. I think, personally, this is just me. I think you should hit Quick Fix to 1 and either ban Sleeper or ban Master Plan. One of those two. Quick Fix to 1 and ban one of those two, and it's just... they're still going to be good. Like, you can't tell me otherwise. Spyral's Double Helix is just an amazing card. It's a +2. It's absolutely insane. But I don't think you should slaughter the deck. That's just my opinion. I'm actually fine with waiting a little while longer. But definitely put it to 1. Quick Fix to 1. Ban Sleeper or Master Plan or any combination of that. But I don't think banning or limiting Double Helix is going to be the way to go, personally, because I want to see them get a little bit more light in the sun. Light in the sun, sun in the light. I don't know how phrases work. Who knows? I just talk about Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Top deck. That's the only phrase I know, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Pepe, Zoo, Spirals, Pepe had the emergency ban list. Zook went on for months. What direction should Spyral be? Should it take the Pepe route or should it take the Zoo route? I don't know, guys. Let me know in the comments below. Jay Garcia out.